mean, as you heard there, gents, he's coming to win. This is a life-changing opportunity for him. AJ's a big boy, isn't he? Because I interviewed Christian Pringa, and he was massive, and AJ looks like he's got a couple of inches on him, Darren.
Look, Pringa fancies this. He really does. When you've got a record that he does, he's always going to believe that he can knock out his opponent. But AJ's locked in.
Yeah.
He really fancies this, and I love the motivation. The motivation is to win. He loves winning. He still gets that buzz from getting his arm raised at the end. And look, this is seek and destroy, Tony.
It is. I mean, it's one thing saying it, it's another thing doing it. And do you know what? Christian Pringa's going to look at Anthony Joshua's career, and he's going to dissect them and look for the weaknesses. And he has shown weaknesses in the past.
Even though it's a tune-up, heavyweight boxing with a guy who can throw a right hand. After what AJ went through, he did not look great against Jake Paul, in spite of what you said, Malik. And I think that's partly because he had a lot of pressure on him. He didn't want to get caught with something stupid and lose to Jake Paul. It's a nightmare scenario. Right. But then surviving a car accident where two of your close friends don't survive the accident, you can't underestimate the kind of emotional damage that's done. And your first fight back, you don't want to jump right in with Tyson Fury, but he's fighting a 6'5" guy who can throw a right hand. Like, it's not like, you know, stranger things have happened. What are your thoughts on the tune-up?
One, Anthony killed this guy. Listen, a lot of questions, blah, blah, blah. Only one my athlete answer.
Should be fighting Tyson Fury next year?
I won this fight. Yeah, I won this fight. Listen, if I do, I will try to help. Yeah, I will try to help.
Joshua is training with your team.
This is right. Yeah. Yes.
I don't think he's anywhere near AJ's level, and this is why this kind of fight is dangerous, is because he doesn't have a name. He's a puncher. He's 6'5". He can get to AJ's chin, and if he does beat AJ, you just blew up the biggest fight in boxing. I don't think he will beat AJ. I think AJ should probably stop him inside of 4 rounds.
I hope AJ don't fall into this, man. I thought AJ was going to fall into when he fought against Jake Paul, and he didn't. He came in, he wiped that man out. He wiped him out. He followed the script until he didn't. He followed the script until he didn't. You know, but, you know, I expect AJ to go in there and do the same thing. Yeah, we want a body, AJ. Yeah, for sure. And if you don't, it's not gonna make the Fury fight any more better. It's not gonna make it any more better. Because Fury was supposed to give us that, and he didn't give us that. And then if you go in there and you lay an egg, and you don't give us what we're supposed to get, I don't really care about the Fury fight.
Anthony Joshua's next opponent brings one of the most unusual resumes in heavyweight boxing. After making the transition from kickboxing, he has built a perfect professional record of 20 wins with 20 knockouts. His size, power...
Well, I agree with you. It's fantastic to have him back. I think Pringa is in trouble. Just straight out there, I think AJ goes out there, and it looks like a Ngannou performance to me, where he'll size him up with the jab and let that booming right hand go and devastate Pringa, who obviously has a punch. But I saw when Anthony Joshua took his sunglasses off yesterday, I saw Pringa realise his throat moved, and I saw him realise that he's in with a...
Dave Allen, who was previously in talks to fight this same opponent before those negotiations collapsed in favor of a bout with Arslanbek Makhmudov, has now shared his thoughts on the match.
I mean, it's one thing saying it, it's another thing doing it. And do you know what? Christian Pringa's going to look at Anthony Joshua's career, and he's going to dissect them and look for the weaknesses. And he has shown weaknesses in the past. That's the first time I've seen Anthony Joshua in a long time be wanting to snap and bite at people. Yeah. And I said to Eddie before, I said he's gonna be on the front foot here verbally, the way he's connected to him. And I just feel he's laid the gauntlet down to Pringa, and he's letting him know, on no uncertain terms am I going to play around with you. I'm going to take your head clean off, and as fast as I can possibly do it too.
And AJ's moves even changed a few times in this face-off. The glasses have come off, the eye contact is still there. I think this is what he wanted.
Tony Bellew doesn't believe the fight will last very long. In his opinion, Anthony Joshua's experience, power, and overall boxing ability are simply on another level. Bellew expects Joshua to remain patient during the opening rounds, gradually break his opponent down, and secure a stoppage somewhere around
the fight. We know that we're not picking this guy because he was once a unified world heavyweight champion, because he has a string of fantastic wins. But I need a big, strong lump that can punch, and he's dangerous, and he's coming to win. And that's where we pick Pringa. We don't, by the way, we pick Pringa to win, as in we must win. Like, I'm not picking Pringa, so it's a 50-50 fight. And by the way, if AJ gets beat, it's all over. Forget the Fury fight. Like, the career's virtually done. Do you know what I mean? So this is, and
that's
these
the
guys,
pressure he needs at walking to that ring. Someone who can bang and someone who can.
But Tone, you've got to fight someone.
Of course.
I mean, this is what keep.
But the worst thing to do would be get Jermaine Franklin.
Yeah, but I remember.
The build-up has reminded many fans of Jake Paul's recent fights, where most people expected an early finish within just a few rounds. However, there's also an interesting question surrounding Joshua. If this fight extends beyond 6 rounds, would that raise concerns about where he is at this stage of his career? Carl Froch.
I asked to watch Pringa last October. I got Matmadov instead.
That was a bit of a change, wasn't it?
Yeah, I wish I watched Pringa.
I bet you do.
I was matching myself at the time. I said to Ed, can I watch Pringa? He said, probably not. So I would think it's probably a safe match for Joshua. But I think this is what he needs. Like I say, a training camp is what he needs more than the fight. He's got a lot of experience. I don't think he needs necessarily more fights. But I think Joshua wins inside 2.
Praised Joshua for continuing to chase major fights despite no longer needing the money. He believes that willingness alone speaks volumes about Joshua's mentality, competitive.
I think this fight's going to be over pretty quickly and pretty brutally. Pringa, while he can punch, I don't think he has very much going forward. He's going to be going backwards, and I just think AJ lands pretty quickly, and it ends.
Joshua's career has certainly had its share of setbacks, from the shocking defeat to Andy Ruiz Jr., to the damaging loss against Daniel Dubois. Even so, Eddie Hearn insists Joshua remains fully capable of returning to the top. According to Hearn, this fight is another important step toward the long-awaited.
Go 6 rounds with AJ. Not that he will care about the criticism, but you think on a face value that that's an opponent that you go in and you deal with relatively easy in a couple of rounds, right?
He's a little bit of an unknown quantity, Pringa, even though he's, like you say, if you look at his career, he's not fought anybody. He's got 20 knockouts in 20 wins. So he looks like he's a puncher, but who's he punching? You know what I mean?
I think everyone's missing the point purely about this.
But AJ can go in there and get a few rounds, go through the motions, see how he feels in training camp. He's still got to do a training camp. Still got to get through all the
camp.
That's the answer.
And then he'll know if he still fancies it, if he still enjoys the game.
It's a 12-week camp with a new team. How do you respond in hard moments?
Explaining the decision, Hearn said that if Joshua can't beat this opponent, then he has no business sharing the ring with Tyson Fury. He admitted everyone in the heavyweight division carries danger and revealed he was surprised to learn Joshua's opponent had previously been a...
To keep asking yourself when you go to bed at night and your aches and pains and your elbows are hurting, your head's hurting, and you're getting up in the morning, your body's exhausted, you've still got to go and do that run. It's a lot of time to ask yourself the question, do I still want this? Can I be arsed with this?
And you have to admire him, because this is a boy who's worth hundreds.
Yeah, you don't need the money.
Yeah, you don't need the money.
Hundreds of millions.
So the desire needs to be there more, doesn't it? It's not doing it for the money.
And he still gets up and does it, and he still wants to fight. It speaks volumes about the man, if I'm being totally honest. Fair play to him, because I only understood that when I retired, it wasn't about the money. Once I'd won the world title, I'd fulfilled a lifelong dream and goal as world champion.
Everyone agrees with that confidence. Some critics argue that if the gap in skill is truly as large as many claim, Joshua should finish the fight within 3 or 4 rounds. At the same time, they point